Good morning. That sounds muffled to me, so let me move this thing. Good morning. Due to the expected severe weather this afternoon, we are closing all Chatham County facilities and suspending all non-essential services at 1 p.m. today to ensure the safety of our staff and our community. Closure beginning at 1 o'clock will be the Chatham County Courthouse. Thunderbolt will close all of their facilities and suspend all their non-essential services. SEMA Mass Vaccination Center will close. Center for Transportation to the mass vaccination site will also close. We encourage all of our team members, our residents, and our visitors to the county to be aware of the impending weather conditions and to make appropriate plans to stay indoors. I have with me Randall Matthews, the Assistant Director of our SEMA here at Chatham County, who will give you an update and what to expect during these conditions. Randall?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So our latest information with the National Weather Service is we can expect some damaging winds of 58 miles an hour or greater. We can also see hail 1 inch in size, and we can also expect a 10% probability of tornadoes in our area. One thing we need to keep in mind with these tornadoes is they have the potential to be on the stronger side, meaning an EF2 or higher. So we do have a 10% likelihood for that. We're not expecting very heavy rainfall for our areas, but we can see locally heavy rainfall in some portions. It is very possible that we could see a tornado watch issued for our area over the next couple hours, and the timing for this system reaching our area is between 2:30 and 4:30 this afternoon. So for safety precautions, we always recommend that you have an app to receive the latest weather information. Please sign up for our SEMA alerts. We'll be keeping the community informed of any changes with the system as it approaches. And make sure you have a plan. You need to prepare to have a safe place to seek refuge in the event that we do have tornadic activity or severe weather in our area. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tornado to impact our area to cause some damage. Straight line winds can cause trees to come down just as easily as a tornado can. If we have a tornado warning, make sure you take action. If you have a basement or a low-level interior room without windows, that is the most ideal place to be in. If you're in a vehicle, don't go under an overpass. It's safer in a low, flat location. If possible, exit the vehicle and enter a sturdy building. And if you have any questions on that, please give us a call, 201-4500. Visit our website at chathamemergency.org for any other preparedness tips, and SEMA will be actively monitoring the system as it approaches.
Thank you, Randall. And now I'm going to ask Mayor Johnson if he will come and make some remarks, and then we'll take questions from you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we've been watching what has been occurring across the western part of our country, and we know that weather does not necessarily respect geographical boundaries. We know what devastating effects bad weather has. Certainly, we've discussed this with the chairman. We agree with his assessment as it relates to SEMA's information, and so we are also will be closing city offices at 1 p.m. today, and we are encouraging all city residents to get out of the way, hunker down. There's information out there. There are best practices out there. Do what it takes to be safe. And for businesses and things, again, we can't tell you what to do, but we strongly suggest you care about your employees, you care about your customers, then let's lessen the opportunities for people to be hurt. We know that storms come, but we also know storms pass. And so I think it would be a great credit to this community if the storm comes and passes and we have no damage collateral, particularly human loss because of this bad weather. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let me remind or bring to some of our remembrance three events that have been in our area when we talk about the strong tornado EF2. Some of you may remember when the tornado hit on Highway 80 in Garden City. Some may remember when the tornado hit on Wilmington Island. Others may remember just across the bridge in Nicksville, South Carolina, when the tornado hit there. We want the people to be prepared. The expectation from the chairman and all the mayors, and we have had conversations with all of them on a conference call earlier today. Our expectation is that you will keep yourself safe and keep those around you safe. All right, we ask you that anything that around your home that is flyable, the wind can blow when you're looking at winds of 58 miles per hour, I'm almost sure we can expect some outage of electricity throughout the county, okay? We have been in touch with the Georgia Ports Authority. They are in the midst of having their assessment right now, so I guess later on they will tell you what the ports will do, but we have been in touch with the Coast Guard and all the school system and all the rest. So now I'll answer any questions, or Randall or Mayor Johnson can answer any questions that you may have from the media.
Any areas in the county you're particularly concerned about?
Well, you know, in Chatham County, there are low areas and then there are lower areas, okay? So we ask those folks who are in the Outer Banks, as we can call them, Burnside Island, those on Skidaway Island, those at Tybee, all right, as well as those in lower areas in Bloomingdale and Poole and the rest, to please hunker down and make sure you are safe. Do those things that you're safe, but we aren't expecting that much rain. But when you're talking about hail, that might be 1 inch in size. When you're talking about the possibility of a tornado, all right, and they strongly encourage us to watch for those tornadoes, all right, and be ready. So watching the news and watching the weather over the past 24 hours, we've seen what it's done in Alabama and Mississippi. So let us be prepared. It is my prayer that, you know, we escape, but then sometimes we aren't prepared and it gets here. So this is an effort for us to get you prepared for things yet to come.
Are you expecting county and city buildings to open at normal time tomorrow at this point?
Yes, ma'am. In fact, some workers we will evaluate after the 5 o'clock hour, but they said this storm can actually hit as early as 2 and last as early as 5. So there's going to be evaluations done, and services will go back into their regular order tomorrow. But I know that we're probably going, with 58 miles an hour wind, we're going to have to do some cleanup. So we expect that.
Are there any special preparations happening right now? Operation centers opening up because of this weather?
Well, the SEMA office is open up, and it's in, and Randall can speak more to what their categories are and what their functions are. But they are monitoring and being ready for it. Want to come, Randall?
Yes, sir. So this morning at about 9:15 a.m., we did open up a level 3 activation for our Emergency Operations Center. So this is just a handful of staff that are solely dedicated to working this issue, making sure we're staying on top of things, and coordinating with local partners to make sure we're all on the same page. That way we have a coordinated response.
Randall, there's been some, and you might can elaborate on this. There's been some talk that this is going to be a very quick storm, maybe only lasts 20 to 40 minutes or something like that. Is that still the impression that you guys get, that it'll be a very quick moving storm?
Currently the storm is moving fast, but it's still a bit of ways. It's in central Georgia right now, so once we get back and look at the radar and talk with the National Weather Service and get more information, we'll be sure to pass that on. But we are expecting on a shorter end of event, not something that's going to last 12 hours or longer or anything like that.
Mr. Ellis, can you just clarify, you said mass vaccination site, did you mean the one in?
At Gulfstream.
Okay, so as far as you know, is Chatham County Health Department still doing vaccination?
My understanding is all of them will close at 1, okay? We have been in touch with them, but I mentioned the mass vaccination site because we were directly in contact with those. just like we've been in contact with the Ports Authority, but they need to get back with us with information. But the thing is to have just the average citizen at home. Now is the time to charge your cell phone so that you have some communications, because communications may go down. And when you're talking about 58-mile-an-hour wind, some things may shut off, but you want to be able to contact and be in touch with somebody to continue to get information.
If I can add one thing.
Sure, come
on. And actually, Dave, you asked a really good question, because someone brought that up this morning. Says it's a very fast-moving storm, and it could only last 20 to 30 minutes. It only takes a second to die. No, I'll leave it at that.
I was just informed that as of right now, we are under the tornado warning. Tornado watch. I'm sorry. We're under the tornado watch beginning. The National Weather Service has just issued that, and it's until 6 p.m. So we ask people to make preparations, all right, to be safe, because we want all of Chatham County to be safe. That is the purpose for us being here.
You said we're under a tornado watch now?
Yes, it just was issued.
Can you define what that is?
All right. Yeah. Let me let Randall come so we can define what the watch is.
Thank you. So as we just heard, we are placed under a tornado watch until 6 p.m. So tornado watch means conditions are conducive for a tornado. So again, same thing we've been saying all morning here. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you're ready to implement your plan. As the mayor just said, it just takes a second to lose your life. So please be smart about things. Be weather aware. Make sure you have a way to receive alerts and a plan to implement in case we get placed under a tornado warning.
Are there anything else? We ask all of Chatham County to please be safe, all right? We can only give you the information we have, and it's the most current information, and it's constantly coming to us. We are being updated as the National Weather Service looks at this, but you need to make preparations to be safe in an environment like we're in. When it says that the conditions are right, don't get caught up in the calm that comes before the storm, okay? We want folks, while it's calm, to be prepared. Don't think that because it's calm, it won't come, because this thing may come in the twinkling of an eye, like you say. It's fast moving, and so remember now, these gauges and things, the instruments, they tell you what they see, okay? But there's preparations that need to be made. So again, we're asking all of Chatham County to be safe. Are you all going to, from CAT?
We're actually assessing the situation, and we are planning to suspend service between 2 and 4.
Okay, so
We may resume depending on the
all
result
right.
of the storm.
CAT will suspend services during the storm, and then after the storm, they will evaluate how they're going to reopen. All right, and the same thing applies to the county. We continue to monitor through our SEMA office, and then we make those decisions and make those plans as we go. But we do have a plan in place that's conducive to the conditions that we are facing. So again, let me say to all Chatham County, please be safe. Please have a way to communicate with someone, some of your loved ones, okay? Thank you all for being here, and be safe.